this year. Wake Forest about to pull off the upset over Louisville. Pam, we got a great one here tonight. 2 ranked teams, they're about to go at it.
And we are underway. Duke wearing gray uniforms trimmed in their very familiar Duke royal blue. Virginia Tech wearing their maroon uniforms. Georgia Amoore, their talented point guard, running the show. Look out for Liz Kitley. How will Duke defend them? That is the big question. Kennedy Brown got a steal.
Yeah, Kennedy Brown playing in front, and it was interesting talking with Coach Lawson before the game, because that's the question. What's the game plan for Kitley?
I want to welcome those of you who just saw Wake Forest upset Louisville. 68-57 is that final. How about that? Louisville picked to win the ACC regular season. Virginia Tech was picked second, and the cards go down to Wake.
And the ACC is a gauntlet. Wake Forest holding on at home. And meanwhile here at Duke, that player right there, number 30, Cheyenne Day-Wilson, has gone off the last 2 games. But this is what Duke does, Pam. They're a very balanced team.
Reagan Richardson, a very talented sophomore, a transfer from Georgia, starting to come into her own. As you take a look at the starting 5, Georgia Amoore running the show. The junior from Australia is their point guard. But number 33, Elizabeth Kitley, she is a superstar on this team, the reigning ACC Player of the Week. Amoore, a long 3. Wide left, Elizabeth Balagoon gets it quickly over to Day-Wilson. And take a look at their starting lineup. Day-Wilson, who has been on fire.
Did you see the look she just gave Carol Lawson? That's that look that says, they're in trouble, coach.
Yes.
I got them all night long.
Cheyenne Day-Wilson now hitting 50% from 3 in ACC games. Coming off great performance in back-to-back games. There you see 20 points per game, 12 of 19 from the floor. Kitley gets a good look, rims out.
That was great defense by Duke.
And Celeste Taylor brings it up, the Texas transfer. She has not been shooting the ball well the last couple of games.
And when you have such a great defensive stance the way Duke did, and then you can't finish in transition, it's going to give away some of your energy, right? Because we all know how hard Duke plays. As Taylor Soule finds her way to the basket, she had an open shot, Pam.
Balagoon ties her up, and that last rebound that we saw
still
from
holding on to it.
The last rebound that we saw from Liz Kitley, she's made history. That is the 1,000th of her career. Leading this team in rebounding, scoring, field goal percentage, blocks, double-doubles, whatever, you name it.
You got enough room on your board there?
No,
for
I
all
don't.
the things?
I need a supplemental board because of Elizabeth Kitley.
Well, hey, congratulations. You hit 1K in anything, especially at the Division I level, that's huge. But 1,000 rebounds, she's just really making her mark and working hard defensively to try to get position inside.
Oh, that's a terrific pass to get it over to Kennedy Brown from Celeste Taylor. And Duke streaking out to a 7-0 lead allows them to set up this pressure. Duke, one of the best defensive teams, not just in the league, but in the country.
And Duke's pressure against the guards, Pam, is going to be the key to shutting down Kitley. Because as hard as defenses they play, that's what they're going to make you do. Not necessarily steal or get an open run, but it's things like this, right, that lead to confidence plays for them. And Day-Wilson is playing at her best. Look at that look right there. Yeah, I just love it.
Day-Wilson got off to a slow start offensively, and Carol Lawson told us I was never worried about her. And you see, the last couple of games, the loss to North Carolina, only their 2nd loss of the season. You might recall they lost to UConn and Portland back around Thanksgiving time. But Shy, as she is known around here, has really picked things up the last couple of games. And now the pressure. Taylor Soule, the Boston College transfer, gets it back to Amoore.
And Coach Brooks talking about this pressure today. They worked a lot on breaking it in shoot around, and then they want to have a continuous offense once they get over half court.
Kitley, who gets another nice look, won't go in. Virginia Tech 0 for 6 now from the floor.
And look at the quality of shots that Duke has forced Virginia Tech into taking. All difficult ones to make. Haven't made any.
Richardson, as Kitley got tied up with Brown, and that's a concern for Duke. Kennedy Brown has to stay out of foul trouble. Coach Lawson says she's got to be physical with Kitley without fouling, and already she's getting into the ear of Rod Creech.
Gotta get it work early, because Kitley is going to be trying to establish position all game long. And that's something both coaches, honestly, you're going to have to do the little work of saying, hey, let my player get bodied up. Or in Kitley's case, Coach Brooks has gotten a couple technicals trying to say, hey, you're being a little too physical with her.
Including in their last game. Souls 3, first bucket for Virginia Tech. Taylor in her last year of eligibility after 4 years at Boston College, where she was a 3-time All-ACC player for Coach Mack. Great teammate, has really come on the last 3 games for the Hokies.
It's been interesting to hear Coach Brooks talk about that. You know, he said what separates Georgia Amar and Liz Kitley is they're in my office every day. They want to watch film. They're trying to text me to get the first slot to watch film after this game. Are you doing those things? Are you getting extra workouts in? Nice hezzy for the left-hand layup. That's Traylor.
Deanna Traylor, who is a Purdue transfer, second year at Tech, and they've scored the last 5 points. But yeah, Taylor Soule now getting into the preparation, totally different defensive system as well from what more of a high-risk defense at BC.
Yeah.
Brown, nice, smooth. She is an Oregon State transfer, one of 11 transfers on this Duke team. Balagoon charging after
What a
turnover.
recovery from Soule to set up and take that charge. Good hands by Balagoon.
So Duke off to a good start, up 4.
Liz Kitley 0 for 2 so far to start this game, and credit Duke's defense. There's Kennedy Brown getting in front and the help side from the back, and they're also forcing her into outside difficult shots. Watch her here kind of come off that back screen for the flare, try to get an open shot, doesn't get it. And Kitley, Pam, has yet to touch the ball inside the paint. That's a big one for the Hokies.
And we asked Carol Lawson, because this is a team that Kenny Brooks, the head coach for Tech, said they haven't had a team play them man-to-man since Notre Dame, and that was the week before Christmas. They're seeing a lot of zone. Duke does not play zone, and Coach Lawson said, we're going to do what we do. If we have to adjust out of it, we will. And so far, playing man-to-man with some help is working out.
Yeah, I think this is a great game plan for Duke, you know, because they are so deep and they play so hard. You can continuously sub out, but that's a good pin down. Now look where Kitley catches the ball all the way underneath the basket, but she makes the smart play.
And Kayla King has been a terrific three-point shooter on a little bit of a slide, but earlier this year she hit a Virginia Tech record 9 threes in one game.
A little 33 points, never hurt anybody.
Not bad. That was against Mount St. Mary's, the Maryland school.
That
Dave Wilson, come on.
It's so tight. I told you who she reminds me of before this game, and I would get in so much trouble with Duke fans if I said this name out loud. But y'all, I'm telling you, the other guard was pretty good. She wore powder blue, and her last name might have been Latta.
Yeah. Ivory Latta was just so terrific for North Carolina. There you go, Liz Kitley. Finally getting one underneath. She was fouled by Mia Heidi, one of those players that Duke has the luxury of rotating in.
And you see Heidi is fronting her, but that backside help, and that's a good job by Kenny Brooks and his staff to clear out everyone so that she just had that room underneath to catch the lob pass.
Kitley with a miss at the free throw line.
Don't leave her. She's gonna make you pay now. Gonna make you pay. All day Wilson.
She has been unconscious now the last 3 games, or 2 games plus 1 quarter for Duke. She's got 8 already. Trying to get it into Kitley. Taylor.
So I'd love to show that because it has like a 1-4 high. Everybody moving up, but then Duke made the adjustment.
And Day Wilson again.
This is the Cheyenne Day Wilson that I heard about I heard about her through Instagram before I even ever knew she was coming to Duke. Somebody from Canada hit me up and said, you need to pay attention. She's going to be special.
Remember, she's a 19-year-old sophomore. Ashley Owusu, who missed 9 games because of a broken pinky that needed surgery on her right hand, is in the game now for Tech. Had been in the starting lineup. Tough shot for Amor, who wants the foul, but instead they said the ball was tipped. So the ball will stay with Virginia Tech.
Watch Duke's defense. Now Virginia Tech is trying to move everybody off the floor around the free throw line to give Kitley that room down there to move. But that is terrific defense. Celeste Taylor with the help. And she goes over on the pass. She doesn't wait. And then Day Wilson. You cannot give her room to breathe.
So the ball does go to Duke, even though it was tipped. They say the last player to touch it was a Hokie. Day Wilson has not missed a shot so far tonight. Vanessa De Jesus with the ball, the backup point guard. And this is a very valuable player.
That's right now. Okay.
De Jesus.
That's the button I pressed.
De Jesus is the backup point guard for this team and has come in and given them some quality minutes to give Day Wilson a break.
Ooh, Wusu. She's got to try to work that defense in a little bit further in the paint. I think Virginia Tech can get better shots, Pam, if they could just work, but that's what Duke does. They don't necessarily make you turn the ball over, but they don't give you anything easy, and they will make you work.
Carol Lawson in her 3rd year. Team just committed its 3rd turnover. Won an Olympic gold medal in 2008 in Beijing as a player, the USA 3-on-3 coach. That team won a gold in the last Olympics in Tokyo. He's an assistant now on the senior national team behind Cheryl Reeve.
Good pass. That's the ball movement you want to see. That's what Kenny Brooks was hoping for. You break the press and you get a shot early and the shot clock is okay because that had good rhythm to it.
Traylor with her 2nd bucket. 5-point advantage as we head towards a minute to go in the 1st quarter. Taylor looking to get on the score sheet. That one goes wide right and can't be chased down in time.
Well, Virginia Tech has had trouble breaking this press, not necessarily turn it over, but look at the way the pace moves with the ball. That's a lot of zip behind the passes. And if you can do that, pass a little more purposefully, meet it, your confidence is going to grow offensively and you can get a better look at a shot.
Virginia Tech, after a slow start, shooting 42% from the floor in this 1st quarter. Taylor Soule, good defense again. It's off Owusu. Taylor Soule, such a great career at Boston College and all that energy. And again, we talked about it. Coach Brooks said it just had to be channeled in the right direction.
Yeah. There was a great quote by another coach once in this building. I believe his name was Coach K, talking about Christian Laettner, saying he's got that fire. If you let him burn too hot, he can burn the whole house down. But if you keep that temperature right, he can keep everybody warm. And that's a great thing to have as a player who has that much passion and energy and personality. When you can channel it into discipline and making yourself better, that's exactly what Kenny Brooks has done. And you see the results these last few games.
Nailed from the corner by De Jesus. 5 points off the bench for the junior from Valencia, California.
And De Jesus has that quick release, great catch and quick release. Duke has found any shot, and they've spread the floor really well offensively.
64%, they're 9 of 14 from the floor.
And haven't missed a 3 in this game, Pam.
So far, the best 1st quarter field goal percentage of the season for Duke. They have not missed a 3. De Jesus has 1. Day Wilson has the other 2. Amor at the line after being fouled by De Jesus.
The interesting thing is I always look at, assists on field goals made. Virginia Tech is 4 of 5. 4 assists on 5 field goals, which is a great percentage and usually means that team's winning. However, Duke only with 2 assists. They're just killing it. It's been Day Wilson from the outside.
So DeJesus going to the free throw line. She was fouled by Kayla King to get there. Women's college basketball, how about 4 games on Sunday? Louisville, who just lost to Wake, plays Syracuse at noon Eastern. Then these Blue Devils play Florida State and Tallahassee. Then it's North Carolina Clemson. And finish that up with all Virginia. It's Tech and UVA on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. And right now, Florida State's playing Notre Dame.
How about that?
Come on.
Let's go. What a great Sunday slate. I'll be up in the Cuse. Let's see, Louisville.
All right, can Virginia Tech score before the end of the quarter? King, yes. Much needed at the buzzer. Her second 3 of the quarter, but Cheyenne Day Wilson, can they stop her?
I don't know. So far, it is a hard no. Day Wilson taking over Durham tonight. Well, Virginia Tech's offense in that first quarter needed a boost, so you bring in not the queen, but the king. And Kitley got stuck underneath, but Kayla King found her way to one corner, then the other. Hit both threes for Virginia Tech to get them back in this game. And Georgia Amor and Liz Kitley are just 1 of 5 combined right now, as you see, one of the best to ever do it and wear a Hokies uniform from behind the line.
Asia Shepard, who used up her eligibility, moved on to the W last year, is number 1 by a lot.
By a lot.
That's a lot, right? I'm not smart enough to get into Tech, but that's a lot.
Nope.
Yes, Pam Ward along with Brooke Weisbrod joining you from Cameron Indoor Stadium. And one of our great matchups in the ACC, which is such a competitive league this season. Charlie Creme has 8 teams in the NCAA field, including these 2. Too strong off the glass for Traylor. And here's Day Wilson, who didn't miss a shot in the first quarter. Taylor Soule drawing the defensive assignment.
I love the fact that Taylor Soule has 6 inches on Day Wilson. Trying to put a bigger body on the quicker guard here. And that is going to be a block. Yep.
And it's Kayla King who's going to pick up that foul. Kenny Brooks in his 7th season in charge, and you take a look at his resume. He's never had to leave the state of Virginia, which makes him happy as a state. He's been a state employee for a long time, and took him to the ACC tournament semis for the first time in history. Got them to the NCAA tournament last year, where they lost in the first round at Florida Gulf Coast.
Taylor Soule just heading up to be a part of the Crazies. No big deal. This is what you love to see, though, if you're a coach. I'm really glad there was some room for her to move through there.
Yes, thank goodness there was a break in the boards. Because Taylor would have gone right through it.
Oh, yeah.
And Kennedy Brown using the left hand, and then a foul on Traylor for Tech. That is her first.
Just watch how hard Duke's rebounding the ball. Not only do you have this shot, but boom. I mean, you just have Richardson crashing the boards. She's that energy player that, you know, she's, for example, 24 minutes, 6 points, 4 rebounds against Syracuse. Well, she felt like she played much bigger, right? I mean, just all over the place, disruptive, get you a big rebound. May not show up on the stat sheet, think she does, but she affects the game. That'll show up. Oh.
Did everything right, Reagan Richardson, except hit it. Coach Lawson's been really pleased with Richardson's development. One of the many first-year players after leaving Georgia. That's a hip check and a foul on Richardson. He's a sophomore from Charlotte. Very valuable defensively for Coach Lawson. Says she could guard multiple positions. team that is really making its mark defensively. Cheyenne Day Wilson among those who she says has grown leaps and bounds from last year as far as playing defense.
And for any player, as you see that shot tip there, Day Wilson grabs it. Any player coming from high school to college, I don't care how talented you were. And Duke can't hurt themselves with those turnovers. It is so hard to learn how to play defense at the D1 level. You've got help side, Pam. You've got different schemes. Some coaches change defenses 3 possessions in. You're constantly having to change who you are versus what Coach Lawson and I were talking about, and with you as well in the office. You got a game plan for everybody. Right? So as a young player, you're learning, and she said your brain has to be malleable. You got to be willing to be coachable. And a lot of young players these days, they do not want to be coached.
And Duke and Virginia Tech, both high academic schools. Some teams, some coaches change defenses mid-possession.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
Jeff Wall is a perfect example of that.
There's a nice shot from another transfer. Corsdale came over from Oregon State.
And because they score, they can set up that press, give you all that energy, make it just difficult for you to get into the front court. Now you don't even start your offense till 20 seconds, and you're getting double teamed in the corner. It's difficult for Virginia Tech to get any paint touches.
A little step back for Owusu that's off the mark. Here comes Day Wilson. Stop, pop. First miss of the game. And it was almost
barely
in.
a miss.
Good aggressive move, and results in a chance for a 3-point play for Traylor.
You know, Traylor is known, sorry Pam, as one of the most efficient players on this team, and you saw that, right? There's not a lot of wasted movements, long routes. It's straight down the line, hezzy, cross, finish. That's it. And so she'll try to get them back into this game a bit more. She's been very assertive in this game, and I have not seen Liz Kitley assert herself.
Second foul on Kennedy Brown. So Heidi is back in the game. Transfer from Tulane. Setting the screen. Traylor with some good defense out on the perimeter, but then finding room, Ashlyn Jackson, a talented freshman.
A nice screen by Heidi to free her up. That's what you love is the guards. You love to have those big players, the posts that just give you that solid screen. Like, get her off me, get this screen.
And not only has Elizabeth Kitley just gotten 1 field goal, how about she hasn't even taken a shot from the floor since the 3:18 mark of the first quarter. There she is. Good work by Heidi.
Great work. No foul, and you get the board.
So Heidi pressed into action with Brown's 2 fouls. Taylor. Heidi. Nope. Rebound by Deasia Craig. Now Amor. Amor has not scored a field goal. Second leading scorer on this team behind Kitley, and another foul on the perimeter. First one on Day Wilson.
Well, you felt like Amor was going to make the choice and go right to go over the screen. Instead, she didn't, and created some contact to get Day Wilson called. And look at Kitley working so hard just to try to get position, but better job by Duke post players. Heidi now working, getting in front and staying in front.
But Deasia Gregg able to hit from the outside.
Yeah, it might have to be other players tonight.
Yeah.
You know, Kitley may have a single-digit scoring night, and she could care less as long as they get the win. There's just not a lot of room for offensive mistakes for Virginia Tech.
Kitley thought she had a block. Instead, she picked up a foul. And Liz Kitley and Georgia Amor have combined for 3 points in this game. And now Celeste Taylor, who has yet to score. She's a leading scorer on this team. Balanced scoring, though, for Duke, only averaging 12.5 points per game. Men's basketball takes center court on the ACC Network and the ESPN app on Saturday. NC State Wake at 1 Eastern, then it's Duke at Georgia Tech, then Florida State. Syracuse, Virginia Tech later in the day. Florida State taking on Clemson. Check it out on the ACC Network and also on the app.
This is what Kenny Brooks did not want. They break the press, and now they have to restart their offense. There's that backside help.
And an offensive foul trying to set a screen. Taylor Soule. Kenny Brooks got to try to find a way to get the ball to Kitley. His team's down 9.
And we're telling you how hard it is for Liz Kitley just to get the ball inside. And this is what we mean. Duke's defense, very good. So you got the ball pressure coming off the screen, doubling off the screen. Owusu coming all the way to the other side. Kitley's nowhere to be found, and you're forced into a tough shot. Kitley, not only is she boxed out, she's double team boxed out. And Day Wilson coming up with the rebound. And we were talking about this during the break, Pam. Coach Brooks told us today that there's 3 versions of Elizabeth Kitley. The, hello, I'm Elizabeth Kitley, it's nice to meet you. When it comes to NIL, you gotta be Elizabeth. And when it comes to the court, you gotta be Elizabeth. Right now, it's Elizabeth.
Yep.
So you gotta push that button against a team like Duke, because they're just gonna continue to frustrate you. Now it's becoming fun for them.
Kitley just 1 of 4 from the floor, 2 points, does have 5 rebounds. But this is, the ball goes over to Virginia Tech. Kitley, her last couple of games, averaged over 20 points, over 12 rebounds, and was 75% from the floor. And granted, that was against Pitt and Wake. But Wake just beat Louisville.
Yeah.
So, Duke, one of the best defensive teams in the country, doing a great job so far on the All-American.
I mean, even just look here at the guards. You know, that is just stifling pressure. But you knock it down anyways. There's Greg with a 3.
Their threes are keeping them in the game right now. 5 of 8 from 3. As a team, Amore is 0 for 3.
Well, knowing Kitley would not be, or you wouldn't know if she'd be challenged as much tonight. And thankfully, Virginia Tech has many weapons for them, and they're hitting that outside shot.
Greg with the rebound. Duke has gone 3 minutes without a field goal, but still up 6.
You see Tech, look how far, they keep the floor spread really well. 4 out, 1 in, a lot of times for Amore finally with a pull-up jump shot.
That was a Deasia Greg screen.
Yeah.
Greg has really done some real good things since she came in off the bench tonight. Hitting big shots, great screen to get Amore her first field goal of the evening.
So when you play 4 out, 1 in, as Day Wilson hits another pull-up jump shot. I mean, I love the mid-range, so I'm just gonna love on this shot all night, and Day Wilson can get a shot anytime she wants. But against when you're playing 4 out, 1 in, you need that high ball screener. See Greg right there? You can create a lot off of that offense. With a big body, an athletic body like Greg, you can hold off defenders.
Traylor dribbled right into a double team. 7th turnover, and then some contact at midcourt.
Simple play, right? Defense gonna give you a little room. And she's got that great rhythm, kind of that gather step. And she's only 5'5", y'all. So if you are a shorty, a youngin' out there, don't worry about it. Watch her. Get in the gym, take your jump shot. If you could score the way Day Wilson can, you're gonna find a spot.
There's Taylor at the line. Foul was on Traylor, and she is a shorty only in basketball terms. She is of average height. In human terms.
Okay, Pam.
For those of us in the 5'5" range.
Oh, I'm 5'7", so am I
You're
above
towering.
average?
Sure. You're ginormous.
But it feels, you look at history. I mean, there's been guards at Tennessee, at UConn, at Duke here. I mean, yes, it's great to be 6'2" and to have guard and post skills. And there's still room for the 5'5" and the 5'7s out there. And they're just not even able to enter the ball in the inside because of the pressure the guards are putting on.
Now Reagan Richardson, and now Soule got hit on her way to the basket. Yeah, this Duke defense collectively. Foul on Celeste Taylor. And Celeste Taylor, 4 points tonight, but all from the free throw line. Taylor Soule, pardon me, going to shoot for Tech.
Both teams are so well coached. These are two disciplined teams. These are teams that are flowy in their offense. And Duke is making Virginia Tech play clunky basketball.
Clunky bad, flowy good.
Yes, yes. See my isms here?
Got it.
Yes.
Every Thursday at 10 Eastern, right after our women's basketball doubleheader, Nothing But Net crew takes over. They're going to break down, especially tonight, some great stuff. What a night it's been on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. So check it out. They'll be all over that Wake Forest upset of Louisville, Notre Dame, and Florida State playing right now. This game.
Yeah, I need to hear Kelly and Muffet break this down.
Yeah.
I want to hear all the goods.
And right now, Florida State up on Notre Dame in South Bend. Reagan Richardson with the miss. Florida State, one of the great stories, not much expected of the Seminoles this year. Nia Latson, one of the best freshmen in the country. ACC tournament's going to be sick. Timeout taken by Virginia Tech because of the Duke pressure. So Tech down 6, timeout in Durham. Back at Cameron Indoor Stadium, where Kenny Brooks' team trailing Duke, by 6, even though, I mean, that's the silver lining, right? Kitley and Amor just 5 points between them, and you're only down 6.
Yeah, I think that's a huge positive for Virginia Tech. I mean, Duke is doing exactly what they expected to do. Limit touches for Kitley, they're doing that. Guard ball pressure is making it a nightmare.
And more with the miss.
Also being able to control the boards. Duke +5.
Frustrating night for Georgia Amor, who, because of the pandemic, was not able to go home for 3 years to Australia, but she had a great attitude. She's like, there was nothing I could do about it. She actually lived with the Kitley family for a while. They're great friends, have a hilarious podcast that they do.
They do.
You see Day Wilson almost threw that up from out there?
Yeah, she was considering, right? And that was a good decision, though, by the 19-year-old point guard, because, yes, she could have taken it. She's had some good shots here, but she wanted a better shot. So she went to go inside. It resulted in a turnover. You got to bounce past that in there. Look at Kitley just getting mauled on the inside defensively. Not from a foul standpoint, just defensively sound, and that's what Duke does. They frustrate you. What a play.
And that's the Kitley family. That's Loretta, the mom.
She's read those lips.
You just fouled my girl.
Let's see. We'll take another look here. Well, the arms did go down for Coruscant.
The principle of verticality was violated.
Not applied. Correct. Yes. So, yeah, I think there was an argument from mom there.
So, Mrs. Kitley, I think you're right there. But all ball, but she's human.
That's right. And Day Wilson comes back down to earth.
And there's Ralph Kitley on the right, and then those spectacular pants. That's Liz's sister, Reagan. They're very close. The Kitleys never miss a game. Liz told us only when they played in Puerto Rico.
Well, that's a game you got to go to now. Come on. I could have stepped in for him.
Soule got it over to Greg, who was fouled. But, Ralph Kitley was a very good player at Wake Forest and then played professionally overseas in Germany and Brazil. Great family, and Reagan is the #1 Virginia Tech fan. Coach Kenny Brooks had to recruit her as much as Liz.
And that was really what helped separate Virginia Tech from the rest, was the fact that Coach Brooks was kind of ahead of the game and really involved in the Kitley family and situation. And so she felt like that was a great home. And I love the fact that he's gotten 3 Techs in his entire career. 2 of them have come from trying to defend his player. You can't be fouling Kitley out there. And Coach Brooks says, look, Basically, I felt like he was happy to get those texts, Pam. I don't know about you, but I thought he felt like they were earned, well earned.
Including the last game against Wake Forest. Running into the screen, that's a foul on Heidi. And it was funny because at shoot-around today, as Heidi has picked up her second, Kennedy Brown also with two, the two primary defenders on Kitley. Let's take a look at that.
I don't know about that.
Carol Lawson doesn't know about that.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with Coach on that one. I did not see a foul. I saw a good screen.
So it's only a 4-point game. We are in the final 20 seconds of this half. Duke led by 6 at the break, shot 64% in the first quarter, their best shooting quarter this year. Soule trying to post up, they get it into her. Great recovery by Taylor Soule. Closest since it was 9-7, and Virginia Tech, even though Liz Kitley has 2 points and Georgia Amore has 3, down a bucket.
Yeah, they're still trying to go inside, and Taylor Soule could be that answer for them tonight. Who knows, because Kitley is just not getting a touch, but Soule got it done.
It was a 6-0 Virginia Tech run to end the half and make it a 2-point ball game. Taylor Soule with the finish. Time to get to the studio. Lexi, Kelly Muffett, and Kelsey Riggs running the show. The 3-point shooters. Kayla King has a couple of threes, and she came into this game, the last 4 games, Kayla had missed 20 of her last 21 threes, which is inconceivable for someone as good as she is. She's hit a couple tonight, and they are right back in this game after being down as many as 9 points.
So you're saying if you're a shooter, just keep on shooting?
That's your philosophy, right?
Always.
Shooters got to shoot, but yeah, Liz Kitley has found it tough going, turnaround, doesn't fall.
She can hit those nice little fadeaways, but I would like to see her shoot those after some like bang, bang, go inside, get her the ball inside, right? Those are kind of those confidence floaters that you hit after you hit a couple of tough shots. And as Duke tries to take it to the rim there, Richardson's gonna go to the line. Kitley's gotta get mad. She's down there talking to the officials, hey, I'm getting bumped, this and that. You know what, you're gonna get bumped your whole life, especially in the league. So if you wanna play in the WNBA, tonight is a great night to start flexing, to start playing angry, because I have yet to see Elizabeth Kitley play angry.
It's a 3rd foul on Traylor, and that's one thing that Coach Brooks said to us is sometimes she's just too nice. She does get beaten up, but she won't sell fouls, and we all know there are floppers out there. There are some coaches that teach that, and Kitley's not going to sell it. She's just going to play it straight up.
That's fine. She also has to body up. And that's a kick, almost a near great steal from Balagoon.
Liz Kitley averaging 19 points and 11 rebounds. Reigning ACC Player of the Year and Player of the Week. Having a tough go of it against this really good Duke defense. Kennedy Brown drawing the defensive assignment. Duke sticking with the man-to-man after Tech has seen nothing but zone for the last month. Plus, King ran right into Brown. No foul call. There's a blow. Balagoon.
This is playing it cool. Well, Virginia Tech had a great opportunity to go inside to Kitley, but again, I think it's that guard ball pressure. You can't see over the top.
Soule got it off in time, hit the rim, and then Kitley hunted down the rebound. Amore for 3. Taylor comes away with it. Celeste Taylor, only 4 points in the first half, all from the line, and right there she charged.
I'm not feeling that call. I really felt like Taylor tried to get out of the way. Reading Coach Lawson's words, I think she might have had a flop in there.
Yes. She did say that F word, flop.
That F word, yeah, that 4-letter F word. Got it.
Only that one.
But yeah, that was, yeah, I didn't think that warranted a charge there, Pam.
Second on Taylor. Kitley setting a screen, and then Amor. Ball stays with Tech, just 8 seconds to shoot. That's a great point about the ball pressure from the guards out on the perimeter, because you're like, get Kitley the ball, but look,
Yeah.
I mean, that pass literally just hit the rim because the guards can't get a good, clean look
Yeah.
into Liz.
That's what we would focus on a lot in college because we didn't have a lot of size. And Duke does, and still their guards, you can eliminate, going to work in there, maybe a few steps from Brown not called. You can do a lot as a guard, making it difficult for the post players. You got to help them out, right? So what is the difference? If I'm just guarding you close, that's one thing. But if I'm guarding you and I'm yelling at you and I'm screaming, yes, it's going to cause a lot of anxiety.
Duke shot just 25% in the first quarter after a blistering, in the second quarter after a blistering 64% to open things up. And Tech has chipped away at the lead. De'Asia Gray gave him good minutes in the first half. That was another tough shot. And then Balagoon could not finish after a terrific pass. But Elizabeth Balagoon stayed with it, the tie-up.
I really like the physicality, too, between Balagoon and Taylor Soule. Watching these two go at it for loose balls, rebounds, it's been really fun. Excuse me, really fun. Watching Day Wilson, though, go from scoring to placement. Great pass down inside, and then the tangle up. Just a tough player in Soule. She's exhibiting the type of toughness I would like to see Elizabeth Kitley produce as well.
That was a third foul on Balagoon, who was only limited to less than 6 minutes in the first half and did not score. Balagoon at her third ACC school. Soule got fouled again. And Taylor Soule, a player, so much was on her shoulders at Boston College. She had to do so much more. 1 year of eligibility left, came here as a grad here. Virginia Tech is a grad transfer, and Kenny Brooks said that she kind of is fine with being a supplemental player. Knew that she would not be a primary person with Kitley here. Saturday, men's college basketball coming your way. Starting at 1 Eastern with NC State, Wake Forest. And then it's Duke, Georgia Tech. And wait, there's more. Clemson, Florida State, and then finally Syracuse, Virginia Tech, all on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. 1-point ball game.
I mean, it's incredible. Amor and Kitley have been non-factors offensively in this game, and yet Duke only is holding on to a 1-point lead.
Well, I think if you would have said that they would have 5 points between them, it would not be a 1-point game at this juncture. And Cheyenne Day Wilson had 10 points in the first quarter, only 2 in the second.
Yeah, that's incredible. You want to get her the ball and see her shoot more. And I think those two right there, number 30 and number 5, are probably the two strongest point guards that you will see. I mean, those two really exhibit their strength. Amor was a Australian rules rugby, or is it football?
Australian rules football.
Football, okay. It's a rough sport either way.
Yes, rugby-like.
Rugby-like.
Greg lost it out of bounds. Another nice play by Celeste Taylor. 9th turnover for the Hokies.
I really like the way she plays, and she never says, hey, I got to get my shot, let me get mine in there. She is just a consummate teammate, doing all the other things and leading. I think that's what I feel from her, is her leadership out there.
And Taylor, this is her 3rd game in a row. That's a foul on Corisdale.
Man, they may take another look at this one, Pam, because she's grabbing her mouth, so I'm going to check and see if there was some elbow. Yeah, she did get popped on the chin there. This will be an interesting call because the two key words they look for are excessive and unnecessary. So that was a touch of both. You didn't need to clear space by raising your elbows.
She did it twice.
Twice, right. She's trying to pass, right? So she's not saying like, hey, I'm trying to elbow you in the face. She is trying to pass. So that's where the nuance comes from. Play on. Okay. And thank you for the quick review, officials. Yes. We love that. We love it.
The officials actually chose not to review that at all. They thought that was a bit of the F word, the flop. Kitley absolutely just being,
Too nice.
yeah.
Not asserting her strength, herself, her player of the year type of talent out there tonight.
Kennedy Brown doing a really good job. Day Wilson a little bit too strong. Kitley gets the rebound, her 7th of the night. And you see Tech has not hit a field goal. That shot that rolled in for Day Wilson is the only field goal from either team in this quarter, and we're almost halfway through. Amor, that looked good coming off her hands.
What a great set play. Coach Brooks sensing his team needing a big score and needing a break maybe. Kitley has been working so hard. The Duke players have defended her so well. She's got to be tired.
Greg with the
Day
foul
Wilson.
on Day Wilson, yep.
She's taking some big time contact tonight too.
This is our first tie since it was 0-0 at the beginning.
Coming off the screen. She got bumped shoulder to face there too.
So Greg picks up the personal foul. And we have a timeout. Back soon in a good tie ball game.
Okay.
Following the review, no further penalties will be assessed on the play.
Okay, Mai Forsberg, one of the officials, they did look at that last foul and decided that it's still a common foul.
Yeah, there was definitely still, obviously contact there, nothing intentional or excessive. Again, those are two keywords they look for. We've had a lot of freedom of movement installed in basketball. I'm cool with that. A little physicality, let's bring some of that back too. And that was a good no call by the officials.
Just the common foul on Greg. Day Wilson gets the board, looks over at Coach
upgraded
Lawson.
call, sorry.
Yeah, no upgraded, yeah. just a good old-fashioned common personal foul.
It's like a 90s foul.
All tied up, first of 2 regular season matchups between these two teams, and that's a charge.
No.
2 of them now on Taylor that Brooks says are no.
That was a flop.
Floppage?
That was a flop. But you got to sell it. And that's what Taylor Soule did. Crossover here, tries to get her to the spot. I mean, there's some contact there. And by the rules, right, you're able to move. Your feet do not have to be set defensively. So there was contact there. I didn't feel like it warranted a charge.
That's 3 personals on Celeste Taylor, who goes out again, stuck on 4 points, all from the free throw line. Kayla King was able to keep her dribble alive. It's been a very low scoring quarter. 34-32 Duke at the half. Each team has hit just 1 field goal. Amor with the 3, Day Wilson with the shot for Duke. That's it. All the other points, few as they are, have come from the line. King, well, that's got to feel good. Again, missed 20 of her last 21 threes coming into tonight.
And that's great to have a short memory about that, right? And the other part of that, Pam, was that's the 3rd time we've seen a great screen by Greg to get an outside shooter open.
She's 3 for 3 from distance, and Tech leads for the first time tonight. Had been down by as many as 9. Defense by Deasia Gregg. 9th rebound for her.
A lot more movement, too, for Virginia Tech. More of the guards exchanging and rotating back instead of just trying to see if they can get the ball over the top to Kitley, and then the offense was stagnant. So instead, you're just seeing a lot more movement. Let's go back to that last 3 here. Greg, screen. Let's get you a little space. If you're the king, you don't need a whole lot.
And Kayla King steadily working her way up on the depth chart. Been a starter for the last couple of years, and there you see 3 for 3 tonight from distance. Kitley working against Kennedy Brown, tried that lob again and again.
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
They can't get that high-low pass to work. They're trying, and that was a good look. But Kitley, if she can, needs to hold off the defender a little more Hold her off until that ball can get in the pocket, because once you're catching it, she's all the way underneath the basket.
Jesus. And for Duke, today Wilson. Off the mark. Brown couldn't get the rebound. So the ball goes back over to Virginia Tech. Duke has not scored in 4 minutes, missing its last 4 shots from the floor. It's a 6-0 Tech run to take their first lead of the game. Taylor Soule. Go distance. No, lost it, but kept the possession. That's too
Triple
tough.
team, yeah,
Yep.
that's, and Kitley's grabbing her head. She must have gotten hit along the way. You can force it, and that's what they're doing right now, is they're trying to force it inside instead of just letting the other pieces come to be. And for Duke, they could really use a score right now. I think on the inside, this is the way to go. What? How'd she hit that shot?
Reagan Richardson cuts it down to a 1-point game. There's Kitley, well away from the basket, too tall for Soule.
5-5. 5-5, Cheyenne Day Wilson. Now let's go back to the play here. Look, Kitley bumping heads with Balagoon, getting triple teamed on that forced pass inside, leading to a turnover. And then Day Wilson at 5'5" was holding off Taylor Soule at 5'11". They tried that same lob pass, Pam. But if you're on the inside and you're the offense, you've got to hold off the defender. They're not doing that.
Day Wilson's defense is so good now in her sophomore season. Here's Balagoon, been saddled with foul trouble. Kitley's 10th rebound. Only 2 points. She has missed 7 of her 8 shots from the floor tonight. Gregg, guarded by Balagoon. Amor just being hounded by Jackson. Very poised freshman for Duke. Kitley finally gets the ball in the paint, couldn't score.
That is the first touch. I think we've seen her have a clean one-on-one opportunity. I'm tell you what, Pam, I think they need, honestly, to get Kayana Traylor more involved offensively. Her and Soule have been a key in this game. Good shots. Heidi coming through under Kitley.
Puts Duke back on top. And the fans get into it at Cameron.
You know, where's the crazies at? All the students sitting down. It's time to stand up.
Gregg thought Taylor Soule was going to cut. She did not. Four turnovers for Tech in the less than 4 minutes, during which time they've not scored a single point.
Hold on, how do we go from a 6-0 run in 2 minutes to 4 turnovers?
In a row.
In a row.
4 possessions,
Wow.
4 turnovers. Shot clock's off for the Devils. Jesus running the point. Heidi, good defense. Soule twice. As the third quarter comes to a close, Duke will take the slimmest of leads into the final 10 minutes. 10 more minutes of basketball. A very close one here in Cameron. We are back in Durham, where the Duke Blue Devils have a 1-point lead over Virginia Tech. Mascot doing a little surfing. Pam Ward along with Brooke Weisbrod. And Duke has lost the last 3 games in this meeting. Carol Lawson's 0 for 2. And Duke with a big lead in the series, but Kenny Brooks' team coming on strong lately. But let's just say that last quarter was not a thing of offensive beauty. Virginia Tech outscored Duke 8-7.
Whew.
7 points ties for the
Fire.
lowest scoring quarter for Duke all season. Huge game, a couple of ranked teams in the ACC. Duke just one loss in the league at the top of the standings. Balagoon. Heidi, good rebound. And then Kitley affected that shot.
I don't think I've ever seen a game where there's only 2 second chance points combined for either teams. Not a whole lot of offensive boards either in this one. Virginia Tech with 6, Duke with 8.
And opportunities for them because neither team is shooting over 38%. 38 for Duke, 35 for Tech.
Virginia Tech missing opportunities to pass the ball when the opportunities are there. They're a step or a beat slow. And against a defense like Duke, you can't wait that beat. They're going to get set back in position.
Duke 4th in the nation in scoring defense, 13th in the nation in field goal percentage defense. Holding Liz Kitley to 2 points. She's missed 8 of her 9 shots. DeJesus picked up her dribble. You see a lot of subs out there right now for Duke. Kara Lawson with the 10-player rotation. And this is, Kenny Brooks had mentioned to us at shoot-around, this is the concern. Duke is a team that will beat in tight games going into the 4th quarter, but because of their depth, they're fresher. And right now she doesn't even have her starters out there. Taylor coming back in. Day Wilson is not out there.
It's very smart.
Yeah, they can wear you down in the 4th quarter, by the 4th quarter.
So the starters will, come back in here in a second as Oliver gets a great steal. Can't convert, and Soule gonna get called for the foul. That's a terrific, energetic play. And look at Kitley coming over to talk to the official. You never see that. And so you're right, it is the relentless pressure and substitutions and energy for Duke. I mean, you're staring down the barrel of a double team, and Amor has done that all game long. Eventually, yeah, it's gonna wear you down.
But you did see Soule did slap down at the ball. And
well, Kitley was trying to see if there was some traveling action happening
before that. Yeah, and you're right, Liz Kitley is not gonna whine about anything. That foul was on Taylor Soule. Balagoon hits them both. Taylor Soule now with 2 personals. Those are the first points for Balagoon, who's the 2nd leading scorer, averaging 11 per game.
And Virginia Tech barely got the ball over before the 10-second violation.
And then King stepped out of bounds. Turnover number 15 for Kenny Brooks' squad. 8 since halftime.
And this is, you see Taylor Soule looking back at our teammates clapping, and I was just about to say, a veteran team in Virginia Tech, right? So this is a type of game they want to be in. They need to be in. Honestly, Pam, both teams, this is a great setting for an NCAA tournament, ACC semifinal.
Yeah.
It's a big game feel to it.
Certainly. And
low score, but a big game.
Taylor Soule with the spin. Got it to go.
Ooh, that was nasty.
Taylor Soule with some flair. She's into double figures with 11. Kitley commits the foul.
With a little sauce and a little something to say from Heidi at the end. Let's take another look at this one. But first, ooh, give it to me nice with the spin move. Taylor Soule, what an athletic finish. And that's where you have to have ball pressure by the guards. If you have ball pressure, that pass doesn't get in as easily.
Second foul on Kitley. So Liz Kitley has as many fouls as points tonight. 3-point play for Heidi. Grad transfer from Tulane has 5 on the night, 2 over her season average. Amor, nope, rebound to Jesus. Jordan Oliver inside. Greg hit the deck, but the foul is on Virginia Tech. It is on Greg, her first.
There's Greg, number 11, middle of your screen. That's Heidi's strength down there.
Pardon me, second on Greg. Balogun got it.
There's some miscommunication from Virginia Tech defensively. Great job by Balogun. That's a tough place to catch the ball too, Pam, in that corner. Makes Amor have to work really hard, not only to break the press, but now to be a scorer. Remember what Kenny Brooks said? We don't want to make Georgia Amor have to bring the ball up, run the offense, break the press, and score. But tonight, they still need her to.
Taylor left it short, but Taylor Soule continuing to work hard. Timeout taken by the Tech bench before the tie-up. The Duke up 6 as we take a timeout. They're getting fired up here at Cameron Indoor Stadium. Duke outscoring Tech 7-2 in this quarter.
And watch Taylor Soule off the out of bounds. She turns her head and just loses Balogun for just a second. And in a game like this where every possession and every score, every point is at such a premium, it's a small, just simple mental mistake, and it cost you 2 points. Blocked. Oh!
That's called a foul on Heidi. He's given Carol Lawson some really good minutes tonight. 5 points, including a 3-point play, good defense on Kitley. She and Kennedy Brown have combined to hold Liz Kitley to just 1 field goal out of 9 attempts. Kitley gets them both to double her point total up to 4. Her season low, by the way, was 6 in a win against Tennessee on the road in early December. Tennessee right now losing to UConn. I believe they're playing.
Oh, was that game on as well? Oh, I hadn't heard. I hadn't heard about that.
I think in Iceland only.
Yeah.
Oh, Reagan Richardson, nice, but couldn't finish. Kitley, tell you what, Kitley's not scoring, but she's still working on the boards. Rebound number 12 for Elizabeth.
Also has,
and we have not
assists.
seen Cheyenne Day Wilson in a while.
Yeah, she has not been as assertive looking for her shot, getting everyone else involved.
Can't shoot from the bench.
Well, you know she's not going to be on there for that long, though. You know that.
Sitting next to Tia Jackson, one of the fine assistants for Coach Lawson. Taylor Soule.
She likes that spin move and finishing on the right side.
13 for her.
And what you get with, with Duke is a great offensive balanced team. You still want that alpha, right? So to start the game, it was Day Wilson. Is it going to be Balogun now? Who's going to command the basketball?
Yeah, interesting lineup out there right now for Duke. Celeste Taylor has been absent offensively. She's not hit a field goal yet. Richardson, tough.
Look, she's out here making horse shots that none of us could hit. That's not fair. That's 2 letters already. The circus shots she's been able to hit tonight.
That gets it back to a 4-point advantage. King.
Oh, yeah.
Fouled Taylor, who was making the call on her back.
Well, let's take a look at this because we've seen contacts. We've seen selling it. Let's take another look here. Well, just enough. But we told you how strong Amor was. I wouldn't be surprised if her hitting or running into the elbow of Amor there sent her flying was for real. I don't think there was a whole lot of selling involved.
That is the first foul on Amor. Amor was 6. She's 2 of 10 from the floor. And yet they're still only down 4. Taylor.
Great play. The screen and rescreen, and that's what you get with Taylor. Like, she can score. I would love to see more of that throughout this game.
In the last couple of games, Taylor has not shot the ball well. Almost another turnover. Amor settles them down. The ball has not been inside the three-point circle until 6 seconds were left on the shot clock. Soule got fouled. Celeste Taylor is saying, please, Rod Creech, that's not a foul. It was called one. Another timeout in Durham. We are back at Duke, where the Blue Devils have hit 4 of their last 5 shots to take a 6-point lead over Virginia Tech in a key game in the ACC. These two teams will play again in Blacksburg on February the 16th. And Cheyenne Day-Wilson has re-entered the game. She's got 14 tonight, but had 10 of them in the first quarter.
Yeah, and I think it's that moment of time that Coach Kenny Brooks was talking to us about. We were just discussing it during the break. As Duke is a team that just is relentless, and they start to pull away. Talking to his point guard right there, Georgia Amor, trying to keep it light and keep her just energetic and optimistic in a game like this, where you pointed out to me, Pam, during the break, I was shocked. Amor with no assists yet. It's wild.
Amor averaging 5.5 per game, one of the best in the ACC. Boy, Soule missed them both. Normally a 75% free throw shooter. And points have been so precious for them, they just lost 2 of them. Kitley came out to help and then got back quickly on Brown. Celeste Taylor to Richardson, shot clock winding down, one more pass.
Oh my goodness.
And Balagoon delivered.
Richardson under pressure tonight has performed great. 2 big-time buckets, and there was an assist.
Her first year in the program. That's a kick.
I mean, shot clock running down. She didn't know if she wanted to shoot it or not, but luckily Balagoon cut at the last minute. She's like, I got you, teammate. I got you, sis. Don't worry about it.
Now you figure that was one pass too many, but it worked out perfectly.
It worked out.
Richardson's first assist was a sweet one. All 6 points for Balagoon coming in this quarter. Blocked by Brown. A lot of contact, and it's a blocking foul.
Now again, that is 5'5", Cheyenne Day-Wilson bowling over. She's 6 foot, Kayla King. My goodness, let's take another look at this block. Wow, Heidi has played an excellent game tonight. Oh, excuse me, that was Brown. I apologize, Kennedy Brown. But both she and Heidi on the inside have shored up the paint.
Yeah, they have combined to keep Elizabeth Kitley in check. Day-Wilson. 4 games coming your way Sunday on the ACC Network, starting with Louisville-Syracuse. Brooke will be there. And these Blue Devils down at Florida State. Right now, Notre Dame handling them. And follow that with Tar Heels and Clemson. And finally, the Battle of Virginia, all on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. It's an 8-0 Duke run. Their biggest lead of the game is at 10. Virginia Tech has scored 14 points in the entire second half.
Wow. I mean, we knew, and you've seen it a bunch, to see Duke's defense go to work. And for me to watch it in person, to watch how hard they put the pressure on Kitley just to get the catch, how hard the guards work to prevent a good pass inside. Wow, Coach Lawson really has this team dialed in and deep defensively. Like, it's a great thing when you can put your subs in and you know you're not going to miss a beat. They're not going to miss an assignment, help side, all of that. Just watching the hand signals that she's giving out there for the teams to run the offense, this Duke team is coming together at the right time.
She said she's very pleased with what she's seen so far. Should be, just 1 loss in the league. Amor with the miss. Soule, second chance.
So I think Sol's got to go back up and try to bully her way in between defenders there. If she gets that board and she's in the paint, go.
Sol, nice fake to get a clean look. Kitley rebounds.
And immediately off the board, she gets doubled. She gets a jump. No, looks like they'll call a foul. She's grabbing the back of her neck, so she obviously got some contact there.
Fans here were hoping for a traveling call. Loretta.
Yeah, I didn't catch the shot that she took, but she's holding her head like she took a lot of contact. Let's take another look at that one. She gets the board. Oh, and I think what happened was trying to work her way free from kind of that chest area of Kennedy Brown. Looked like she both strained her neck and then ran right into her forearm.
So Kitley is being looked over by athletic trainer Aaron Cash. No Kitley on the floor right now, but she's been a non-factor offensively tonight. Amor trying to make something happen against a suffocating defense.
Well said.
Shot clock.
Suffocating. What a play. You clip that one. This is the clip that you show. What a nightmare.
Duke just over 2 minutes away from going to 8-1 in the league. And what has been a terrific second half for them defensively. Greg kept it alive. Balagoon, all of her points here in the fourth quarter. They're going to look perhaps to see if that was, yes, came before the shot clock.
I
say
doubt.
yes.
Oh, yeah. That was
By
well in
Duke,
advance.
the play's on review
All right,
for
so
shot clock violation.
Liz Kitley came in. Just ridiculous numbers. Player of the week. As we'll look at this and see if Balagoon got it off.
Again, no rushing, right? She even had time for a ball fake. Oh, yeah.
Yes. So,
Plenty of
okay.
time.
So Balagoon herself in this quarter has outscored Virginia Tech 8-6, and Balagoon didn't have a single point in the first three quarters.
The ruling on the court is
we have
confirmed.
bragged on
Mid-basket.
Duke's defense all night long. I would continue to do it because this is one of the best defensive efforts I've seen from a team this season.
And the basket's good, we knew that.
Yeah.
So here's the question, Brooke Weisbrod. Virginia Tech has seen nothing but zone since the week before Christmas. Duke has been playing a man-to-man. What will teams that play Tech coming up, what will they learn from what they're watching tonight?
If I'm watching this game tonight, I am going to try to front Kitley as much as I can, be as much as I can get away with, be as physical as I can, but also guard ball pressure. Like, it's not just about Kitley and fronting her. You have to have that help side defense. You see her trying to work her neck area out, and you have to have help side defense. So when they try to throw that lob pass, that other help side's come through. You got to go on the pass, not wait for her to catch and double. So it's simple, right? It's front her, guard ball pressure, and then try to keep her away and make other players score. But that's not easy to do because Virginia Tech is a very balanced, deep team themselves. But you can't have Amor and Kitley with an off night, and that's probably what did them in.
And there you see Duke holding all these opponents to 50 points or fewer. And right now, this is by far the highest ranked team. Virginia Tech, 21st in the country in the net ranking at the NCAA evaluation tool, formerly known as RPI. Very impressive, particularly second half for these Blue Devils. And this is a tough stretch for them. They go on the road to play at Florida State, who will be coming off a loss to Notre Dame. Then they got Pitt, and then they go to Notre Dame.
Yeah, that is a very tough schedule, and the way that the teams are, rankings are in the ACC this year, they play a lot of tough teams twice, the ranked ones, this one included. Also got to face Carolina twice, Notre Dame twice.
NC State twice.
Yeah, no big deal.
Well,
But what I think,
Go ahead.
I was just going to say what I think this does, it's a gauntlet of an ACC schedule, yes, and it is going to do nothing but prepare you for the postseason.
And that is what Carol Lawson said. You see so many different styles of play in the ACC. She knows it's an important stretch. Still, and it is true. You do take one game at a time. Boy, Amor is going to want to forget this game. But what a stretch this is. Says it will prepare them for March. And she says, when you play good teams, it exposes stuff that that Duke will have to work on. But after tonight's game, certainly defensively, I didn't see much.
Yeah, no, this is as about as well as you could execute defensively. And I think Duke, for Coach Lawson to say, like, hey, we learn a lot about ourselves playing this type of tough schedule. Well, tonight you learn you can shut down superstars. Like, that is a possibility for you. So when you play someone who Liz is a pro player, right? That is a pro player. And your team defense shut down a pro player tonight. So that would give me a lot of confidence if I'm Duke, just to know that I can do it again. And look at their schedule coming up. At Florida State, you get Pitt at home. You have to head on the road and face the Irish. Just say our quick well wishes to Dara Mabry. Your season career is finished with the ACL injury. We hate to hear that and have just really enjoyed all of the Mabry-ness that you all have brought to us over the years. So thank you, and best of luck in your future endeavors. I have no doubt one day you'll probably be sitting right here in this seat, but let's see you play for a while first, okay?
And Carol Lawson's team, just 2 losses on the season. It was UConn and Portland around Thanksgiving, and then North Carolina a week ago tonight. And an incredible performance.
Yeah.
We're not going to see Kitley for the rest of the game.
Right.
Season low 4 points for her tonight.
And you and I were both at the Duke-UConn game in Portland, and this is a completely different team.
Yeah.
This is not the same Duke team that we saw.
Duke lost that game handily by 28, and the score was indicative of the dominance. But again, all these new players, Kennedy Brown, first year, Reagan Richardson, Jackson, the freshman, just trying to work them in. And this 19-year-old phenom, Day Richardson, whose role has changed. They don't need her to do all the scoring like they did last year, so she's learning to be more of a facilitator. When to shoot and when to pass. And her defense, as we've stated, so much better than last year.
Canadian players still making an impact in this game. Over on the men's side, right, you got Zach Edey from Purdue. He's a Canadian. And then Dane Wilson, we're going to have to come up with a nickname. Maybe Lil Maple Leaf.
Yeah, there you go.
Little Syrup.
There are some really good Canadian players, both on the men's and women's side. And Day Wilson, one of her goals that Carol Lawson's working on, she wants to be on the Canadian national senior national team, wants to go to the Olympics, and I'll tell you what, right now, I think it might be safe to say she's going to make that team.
I would say she's done a pretty good job tonight.
But this Duke team just doing a terrific job. Amor and Kitley a combined 3 for 20 from the floor. Kitley missed 8 of her 9 shots, and this is a 6'6" player who's hitting 56% from the floor. Is a double-double machine and was absolutely shut down. Timeout taken. Virginia Tech goes to Virginia, then they play Syracuse, and then at NC State. That's their upcoming schedule. Then Florida State and Duke again. It's a gauntlet.
Yeah,
in the ACC.
it is a gauntlet.
There's no, and Carol Lawson had said this earlier in their season, there's no great team. There's no team you're going to look at like Louisville has been in the past. NC State has dominated the last 3 years. There's not that this year.
Yeah, it is. There is no really top to bottom. There's some rankings and everyone else, but everybody feels, as we saw Wake upset Louisville tonight. ACC is the place to be this year in women's college basketball. Lots of rankings. Tournament's going to be interesting as well.
That will be up in Greensboro. They'll be the beginning of March. Another timeout with 11 seconds left to go as the officials go over to the scorer's table. By Forsberg and her crew. So the ACC right now, at the very top, the Duke Blue Devils. They are going to go to 8-1 on the season in this league. And Notre Dame, the only team ahead of them in the net. Most teams of any conference in the top 25 in the net. Boy, Virginia, that team turning around, that program turning around. Florida State and Miami having better than expected years. And Charlie Cream has Duke as a 3. Virginia Tech right now as a 4.
Yeah, it's Charlie's hot seat time.
Yep.
Every day. Can't wait. Just so much anticipation for the tournament. What does the tape say today? Get wrecked v Tech. Okay.
They're wrecking Tech right about
They
now,
are wrecking
especially in the second half. They've only given up 19 points in the second half. They've scored 21 here themselves in the fourth. Taylor Soule has played her
Tail off.
at least.
Yes, she sure has. And you can see, I mean, there's such a difference of commitment of energy. I had their Nebraska game not too long ago where Amor had a triple-double.
Yeah.
And Taylor Soule was, she was there. She was out there doing her thing. And since that Miami game,
Yep.
she has recommitted to the program. She's going in Coach Brooks' office, trying to watch film. She's getting extra workouts in. And you can see the difference in how hard she's playing, and the results have followed. I mean, she's scoring. She's playing unselfish basketball. She's playing hard basketball. I mean, you've seen the last couple of games that she's had, 24, 12, and 16.
Yeah, so tonight her 4th straight double-figure game. Field goal percentage has skyrocketed, but just, nothing from Kitley offensively.
It was
very
tough.
little from Amor.
Well, again, it is the defense of Duke. It's the ball pressure on Amor, making her life impossible tonight, and then fronting Kitley, playing behind. You did a great job by Celeste Taylor in the help side. I saw her a bunch going over on the lob to try to go inside. I mean, Kitley just didn't have anything to work with, and in addition to that, as I mentioned before, I don't know if maybe she didn't seem to feel off or anything like that. I would just want to see her more assertive. I want to see that edge come out. We all got it. And take a look at the Star Watch tonight, Kitley with just those 4 points, but Day Wilson, big time, 18, and a lot of those came in the first quarter. She went off.
Yeah, 10 in the first quarter for her. Kitley, 1 of 9 from the floor. Her lowest scoring output of the season. The officials trying to solve the world's problems, it appears, now, down at the scorer's table. And there's Kitley, did get in the neck. We certainly hope she's okay, but there's, the game was out of hand, no point keeping her in.
Right.
And there's her dad, Ralph, who is such a good player. Sister Reagan there on the left. And
yeah, these are tough nights for families to go to games, because they want her obviously to do as well as she does. So it's tough. They'll rebound. They go to a lot of them. As you see, more fouls here late for Virginia Tech.
9 of the Duke players who have played tonight have scored. Day Wilson, as you mentioned, leading the way with 8, but like Mia Heidi off the bench, 5 points, also 5 rebounds, doing a good job defensively on Kitley, along with Brown.
I mean, this game was no doubt won on the defensive end of Duke. It shocks me that there's only 6 team assists, because I felt like they've played great team basketball tonight. And so it's just a matter of circumstance and happen that they don't get assists on the field goals. But certainly a great team and balanced effort for Duke tonight.
And they're still pressing.
Yeah.
Up 10, that's just Duke basketball. I want to thank our production team, Chad Lampman, our producer, Caleb Waters, our director. Great crew here at Duke. the immortal Freddie Kiger, our talent statistician.
Freddie.
Good group. Taylor Soule. Another terrific offensive effort.
Well, hey, you know what we haven't talked about as well? Virginia Tech has 4 players who could come back next year.
Right.
Kitley being one of them, and that decision is still looming, y'all.
Yeah.
She has decided she doesn't want to talk about it, think about it, deal with it until after the season. She just wants to enjoy her time. So don't ask her is what I'm saying. Okay.
And Duke also, I guess Celeste Taylor with 8. As the fouls continue to pile up. But just a great group effort. Amor missed 10 of her 12 shots, including 8 of 9 from 3. So what do you do after this? You just go back to practice
If I'm
tomorrow?
a player, oh,
Goodness.
me, I would want to stay late and work out in the gym because I was a little bit psycho like that. But the best thing for them, but the best thing for them to do is rest. Have a good meal, wake up tomorrow, do a little self-care, watch some film, and try to have a short memory about it.
Now they're going to get on a bus and go back to Blacksburg tonight.
Tonight, it's got to be a long ride.
And the Duke Blue Devils about to go to 8-1, top of the league standings.
This rematch of Blacksburg is going to be fantastic.
Yep, February the 16th. Yep.
You know why? Because this game is not only close and competitive, it's got a little bit of an edge to it, a little bit of some drama to it, some accusations of flopping, some charge calls. You're All-American thinking about that right now. They're going to go back and watch this game and watch moments like that. Virginia Tech, they're a team that's not going to get deflated by this loss.
So Duke with the win, Notre Dame with the victory as well. They both go to 8-1 on the season in the league. They are in first place. Great second half, great defense all the way around for the Blue Devils. For Brooke Weisbrod and our entire crew, I'm Pam Ward as we say, so long from Durham. Let's get you back to the studio. Nothing but net.